तो हेलो गाइस, कैसा सब लोग, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर वीडियो। आज खेलने जा रहे हैं गेटिंग। और पिछली वाली वीडियो में आपको बहुत ही मज़ा आया था इस गेम में। तो आज भी हम दोबारा से खेलने जा रहे हैं गेटिंग ओवर। और सबसे ज़रूरी बात, आज हम खेलने जा रहे हैं वो आज हम पहुंचाने वाले हैं इसे वहां तक जहां तक ये कैरिम नाटी ने तो नहीं, मतलब जब आपने उसका वीडियो तो देखा ही होगा, पीसी फोड़ने वाला। नहीं, वो कैरिम नाटी नहीं था।
There's no feeling more intense
मैंने
than
देखा
starting
कैरिम-नाटी की
over.
वीडियो।
If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as
उज्जवल
I
भाई
have,
ने ना,
or if you left your wallet at home,
जहाँ पे
and you have to go
इसके
back
ऊपर वाला
after
घर है ना,
spending an hour in the commute.
जो एक घर था जहाँ
If you
पे
won some money at the
बच्चा झूले
casino,
झूलता है,
and then put all your
वहाँ तक
winnings
पहुँचाने
on
वाले हैं
red,
हम
but it
इसे
came
आज।
up black. If
चलते
you
हैं
got your
जल्दी
best
से।
shirt dry cleaned before a wedding, and then
शुरू हो
immediately
गया
dropped
शुरू।
food on it. If you won an argument with a friend, and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back.
गुस्सा आने
I'll
लगी
be
यार,
here.
क्या करूँ यार, गुस्सा दिलाने वाला गेम इतना ही है।
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip.
इतना गुस्सा आया
I'll
ना,
understand if you
गेम
have to take a
वापस
break
भूल
at
गए।
any point.
क्या बताऊँ?
Just find a safe place to stop.
अगर आपने मेरे 10
Don't worry,
सब्सक्राइब करा दिया तो मैं
I'll
आपको
save
इस
your
गेम को
progress
भी डाउनलोड
always,
करने के लिए
even your mistakes.
वो वीडियो बनाने वाला हूँ। और वो बिल्कुल रियल वीडियो होगा, फेक
This game
होगा
is
तो
a
मेरा
homage
चैनल
to a free game
अनसब्सक्राइब
that
कर
came
देना।
out in
चलो
2002
अगर डाउनलोड नहीं
titled
हुआ
Sexy
होगा
Hiking.
आपका।
The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games.
और यहाँ पे हम
And
सबसे
B
यहाँ पे
games are
टॉप पे आ
rough
गए हैं।
assemblages of
फिर
found
इसके ऊपर है
objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following.
जंप भी करवाना पड़ेगा।
They're built more for
अब
the
तो हो
joy
जाएगा
of building them than as polished products.
ऊपर चढ़ जा यार।
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts.
अब तो पक्का चढ़ जाएगा।
And it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its
अब तो
time.
पक्का ही चढ़ जाएगा।
In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a
अब तो
mountain
पक्का
with a
चढ़
hammer.
जाएगा।
And that act of climbing,
देखा।
in the digital world or in real life, has certain
हाँ।
essential properties that give the game its flavor.
ओए,
No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some
अब तो
cliffs
पक्का चढ़ ही
are
जाएगा।
too
देखिए
sheer
यहाँ।
or too slippery.
देखा।
And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
और ये इस पे सबसे ज़्यादा फिसलता है यार ये।
Anyway, when you
Completely.
start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth
यहाँ पे
in
हमें
that
बहुत
lack
टाइम
of
लगने वाला भाई
confidence.
चढ़ने में, इसमें चढ़ ही नहीं
Most
पाते। पता नहीं क्या
obstacles in
होता है
video
इसमें।
game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to
बहुत
get
टाइम लगेगा
through
इसमें चढ़ने में
them
सबसे
once you have the
ज़्यादा।
correct method
इसी में
or the
लगता है
correct
सबसे ज़्यादा
equipment
टाइम।
just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy
यही वाला
Hiking
सबसे
is
स्टेप खराब पड़ा हो, सबसे ज़्यादा हार्ड होता है।
the obstacles in
ये
Sexy
वाला एक वो
Hiking are
झूले पे चढ़ने वाला,
unyielding.
झूले पे तो चढ़ ही
And that
नहीं
makes the
पाते
game
बिल्कुल।
uniquely frustrating.
फिसलता रहता है ये।
But I'm not sure
थोड़ा
Jazuo
गिर जाता है,
intended to
यहाँ
make
गए
a
होंगे
frustrating
ऊपर।
game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard.
अब तो चढ़ ही गए इतने
But I
ऊपर।
couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a
नीचे
builder.
गिर गए।
Imaginary mountains
अब तो चढ़
build
जाएंगे।
themselves from our efforts to climb them.
फिर
And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
फिर चल जा चढ़
When you're building a video game world, you're building with
चढ़
ideas.
जा चढ़
And that
जा
can be like working with
चढ़ जा,
quickset cement.
चढ़ जा।
You mold your ideas
Yeah,
into a
well,
certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a
यहाँ पे
world.
आ गए हैं इस वाले
And
घर
for the
पे।
most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a
वो
lot of them are.
देखिए
I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink.
बिल्कुल
Things are
same,
made to be
same।
consumed and used in a certain context. And once the moment is gone, they transform
लेकिन वो
into
ज़्यादा चमक रहा
garbage.
था बटका।
In the context of technology, those moments pass by in
बच गया।
seconds.
Yeah। आ गए यहाँ पे।
Over time, we've poured
ये नहीं,
more and
ये
more
नहीं, ये नहीं,
refuse
ये नहीं,
into this
ये
vast
नहीं।
digital landfill that we call the internet.
अबे आ जाना
It
इधर
now
को।
vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted anymore.
अरे
When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital.
चाही तो बचाऊं।
You could build culture out of
और इसके
trash.
ऊपर यहाँ पे
But only trash
यहाँ पे आ गया हूँ ऊपर।
Be games,
छाती क्यों बचा
be
लो? छाती क्यों
movies,
बचा लो? अरे
be
नहीं।
music, be philosophy.
हाँ, इसके ऊपर ही ऊपर ही ऊपर ही। यहाँ से हम धक्का देंगे। हथौड़ी से।
Maybe this is what digital culture is.
अब तो
A
चली जाए।
monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of
फिर ये-
creativity's fountain. A landfill
अब तो
with
चढ़ जाएंगे,
everything
अब
we
तो
ever
पक्का
thought of
चढ़ेंगे।
in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
यहाँ पे पक्का चढ़ेंगे अब तो। हाँ चढ़ गए।
There's 3D models
अब तो
of
पक्का ही
breakfast,
चढ़ेंगे भाई।
Gen
अब तो
X's
पक्का चढ़ेंगे।
fanfic novels, Scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned stuff scenes on Live Leak.
अरे?
Facebook's got lifelike
अब तो
bots
पक्का
with
चढ़ेंगे।
unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor
Please,
Swift
अब तो पक्का
mashups,
चढ़ेंगे भाई।
car crash epic failed gifs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded,
भाई अब मैं नहीं
forgotten,
खेलूंगा।
unrecycled,
आज की वीडियो यही खत्म करते हैं।
rotten,
बहुत
untitled.
गुस्सा आई है मेरे को। मन कर रहा है फोन फोड़ दूं।
Everything's fresh for about 6
लेकिन-
seconds until some newer thing beckons
चलना
and we hit
पड़ेगा।
refresh.
लेकिन आज
And
की
there's
वीडियो यही खत्म
years
कर
of
देंगे। कैसी लगी आपको
persevering,
वीडियो?
disappearing into the
कमेंट
pile,
जरूर बताना,
out of
लाइक करना, चैनल को
style, out of
सब्सक्राइब कर
sight.
देना। और बाय बाय सबको। राम राम जी।